know I try to be a good man. I always give it my best. But truth be told, someday I wanna go to the wild, wild west.
And now, live from our Smokehouse studio, it's time for Real Estate Jerky. All your real estate questions answered by our provocatively lean expert host, Ed Parcaut, MBA, veteran, and president of Lending for Living. And today's special expert guest, real estate advice you won't find anywhere else. Plenty to chew on, starting now.
Good afternoon. It's great to be here with my guests. I have three guests today from Direct Appliance. I have Thirannie Yin.
Hi.
Right?
Yes.
She is the builder. Exactly what's your title over there?
So I specialize with builders and contractors.
All right. And then I have Kris Winter, which is one of the owners, right?
Correct.
Okay. And then I have Daniel Osuna.
Correct.
And you are?
I'm sales manager.
Okay. So thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
A lot of people ask why we have many different things on this show. It's a real estate show about the market, what's going on. I think it's really important to know who's in your community, who you can trust, and who are professionals that you want to work with. One of the biggest things here for us at Real Estate Jerky is we like to help people get into homes and build personal wealth, because it's the number one way for most people to build personal wealth. Most people do not have 401ks, 403bs, some type of IRA to invest into, but they can invest into a home pretty easily, right?
Correct.
Would you agree there, Thirannie? Because you're sure shaking your head yes. All right, so let's get right into who wants to talk about who is Direct Appliance. Would that be Kris?
I can take it since I kind of talked a little bit about it earlier. We're a hometown business. For all intents and purposes, we're a small business. If you compare us to our competitors like Best Buy or Home Depot, we've been here locally for 25 years, servicing the communities all within the Modesto area and outside of that. What makes us unique in the industry is you got to go within a range of 100 miles or so to get what we have in our showroom. So we have 8 live kitchens. We're one of the only ones that delivers and services our own product as well. And we have a long history of servicing our community with people that have a ton of experience in the industry on our sales floor.
And everybody can jump in, so don't, have no problem if you want to just jump in and talk.
Sure.
So how long's Direct Appliance been in town?
We've been here for about 25 years. Started out as a Maytag only store and expanded the past few years into more than just appliances. So we actually do plumbing and flooring, mattresses. We carry Tempur-Pedic, and looking to expand here with some smart home and audio video stuff here pretty soon, and maybe even some furniture.
Now, didn't you guys expand into the place next to you recently?
Yes, we were actually busting at the seams with a lack of floor space next door, so we tripled in size, and definitely it was definitely a great move.
Right. Now, what do you got, 22,000 square feet roughly?
Right around there, yeah.
I can read.
Yeah.
They give these little notes for me to have. So we talked about how long you've been here and all kinds. What else do you want to bring up about Direct Appliances? Anything you want to add, Thirannie?
Well,
in the builder side, or have you always specialized with builders? I mean, part of it, or?
Actually, I'm pretty brand new to the direct appliance industry. But as far as with appliances, I mean, come on, we've been working with this our entire life. It's our living, it's our lifestyle, right? So with direct appliance inside the stores, we actually have 8 showrooms, demo kitchens, even the live kitchen. Right, Daniel?
Right.
Do you guys do sample cooking or something?
Yeah. You have to get the full-on experience. What's the experience like without you actually being able to see it, to smell it, to taste it, to feel it, and just get the whole vibe? I mean, appliance, it's the whole lifestyle of it is to bring convenience, to help you live more outside of your kitchen and to enjoy more with the people that you're entertaining, right?
Mm-hmm. Gotta have a nice kitchen.
And it tends to be the heart of the home. It used to be everybody hung out in the living room or family room, and now with the great room concept, tends to be the kitchen. Everyone's around the island or around the peninsula, and the food's out, and everyone's talking and chatting and helping in the kitchen nowadays. It's not like it used to be, where a few people were in there cooking and then bringing it out to everybody.
Right. And I think one of the downside to all that is you always got to have a kitchen clean. Got to clean up all the dishes. You can't hide them in the other room. Everybody can see as soon as they walk in. Right?
That's why you got to have a great Bosch dishwasher to go with that.
Is that what you recommend? Because you guys have a lot of brands, right?
We sell a lot of brands. Bosch probably being our number one dishwasher we do sell. It's probably the biggest name on the market for a dishwasher, but most brands nowadays are definitely putting in their 2 cents on how to clean dishes correctly. And from KitchenAid to Sub-Zero Wolf just released their new dishwasher, Cove, and they've partnered with the company Asco. So there's a lot of good dishwashers out there. I say about 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there was a huge issue on the market with dishwashers because of energy efficiencies. But now they've all kind of stepped up, and you got a lot to choose from out there now, a lot of good brands to choose from now.
Sorry, I thought I turned that off. So we were in Mendocino a couple weekends ago, right? And we went into one of the wineries, and in the back, it was an old Wolf stove, and it had an actual wolf on it. Yeah, it was really old.
Yeah, those are great. We pulled one out right before the YMCA went under. We pulled one out of there, and so Wolf was actually purchased by Sub-Zero in about 1999, 2000. And they've taken that brand and just expanded it dramatically. It's one of the number one high-end brands in the world right now. Definitely the red knobs stick out when you walk in a house. You know it's a Wolf.
Right. So we had in our last house. Most of those are still automatic pilot lights, or they shut off now? Because that old one it was on all the time, and we have one of those stoves at our cabin. Real old ones, and it's on all the time.
You can't get those anymore. Right. People ask for them; they want them, but you actually can't get the pilot light stoves anymore here in California, anyways.
Well, it's probably unsafe according to California.
Yeah.
Right. Don't stare at me. We'll be here all day. And so, Wolf, Thermador, Electrolux, Viking, Sub-Zero, and what's that?
Gaggenau. It's an ultra premium precision cooking instrument kind of appliance. 330-year brand history from Germany, from the town called Gaggenau. They're a very exclusive brand. We have a full kitchen display with them.
Is it everything?
They do it. Yeah, they do every appliance piece that you would want in your kitchen, and plus a lot that you've never heard of. They're very creative.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And what makes a brand so special is that each piece is actually handmade, it's hand put together. So it's made with a lot of care, and they're customizable, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can make it any size you want, stove-wise?
Yeah, you can actually, for a cooktop, you can go through and choose every type of cooking. So if you want an induction or a teppanyaki or gas, you can have almost a modular system and create modules with downdrafts in between each cooking appliance on your cooking surface. And you could have 4 feet of different types of cooking all the way through. So any type of preparation you want to have, it's available.
All right, so we have about a minute and a half before break. One of the things I want to get into is, when you walk in, you're building a brand new kitchen, how should you design that kitchen? Would that be something you want to get in, all that kind of stuff into when we come back? Is that something, or?
Yeah, absolutely. We can get into that.
I'm just saying, because, it's important when you, especially in the beginning, if you're building, like we're going to be building a house up in Twainhart over the next couple of years, I'm told, from my wife. And, we're designing the kitchen. And, you have to know exactly where you want everything ahead of time and what you're going to put in there so they can do the right designs, the right cabinets, right everything.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, and that's part of what we do that makes us stand out in the appliance world is our demonstrations that we do. Like, as an example, we had one in Thermador the other day. And you can actually come in and sit for a few hours and watch the appliances at work. And that gives you a really good idea of how you would want to and what pieces you would want to implement into your kitchen. And then we can kind of design around what pieces stand out to you.
All right, hey, let's go take a break, and when we come back, we'll pick that up. All right? So if you want to get in contact with us, you can dial pound 250, say the key phrase, Real Estate Jerky. Again, pound 250, say the key phrase, Real Estate Jerky, and we'll talk to you when we get back.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and actually, Gaggenau, the promo we're going to do with them next year again, and we'll continue it, is they'll actually bring a chef. So once your kitchen's all done, they'll schedule a chef to come in your house and cook with you. I know, just so we know when we come back on.
That's the problem when we talk about it in between breaks, then we like, oh, we should have said that online. So,
yeah.
And that's what I want. I want you just like examples of why it's important to go to a company like yourself and what's important. Okay, we have the brand. What's so great about the brand? What's so great about, because again, this is, my specialty is in the mortgage industry, and I know real estate. I've had my real estate broker's license since, that was the thing when you got in California. How do you know you're from California? You have a driver's license and a real estate license. I've had my broker license since '95. So,
Nice.
So, now I don't use it. I only do lending.
Since 95, so how young were you?
How old am I? That's the question.
When you first got it, I'm like, how old
20 something. I was 20 something.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, that sounds right.
But thanks for bringing that up. As we all get there one day. We just finally got our last kid out of the damn house.
There you go.
Congratulations.
We just got our first kid out.
Oh, I don't know if you know this. In California, if you're 10% disabled up to 99, not counting 100, so I don't know what you're at, but your kids get to go to school for free in California in the CalVet program.
Yes. So my 4 little ones, or 3 little ones, they can, but my oldest one, I'm not on her birth certificate because she was born in Puerto Rico, and it was just a headache trying to get her original one, just to get her passport here recently. So I was like, I have no idea, but that's
you have
the
to
reason.
adopt her then.
Yeah, I could, but she's 19 now. If I can adopt her still. Can I do?
No, you can do it all the way up until, because they have some people
Can I
who.
be adopted?
No, from what I understand is it's up to the kid at that point if they want, because that way you are my dad, whatever, and I want you on my birth certificate. You can do that until like whenever.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
But I mean, that's huge. We sent, I found that out because I was doing a loan for a vet he was 30% disabled, but he was like, I was only 10%. I sent all my kids through the UC system, the JC, and all that, and didn't have to pay a dime except for books. I was like, that was after I had 2 gone through.
Yeah.
And I found that out. So.
Your
Wow.
dad is going to adopt you.
Check that out.
Yeah.
And it is a pain.
Well, hold on. I'm trying to get her in the military. If she goes to the military,
You don't need a doctor.
You don't need a doctor.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll leave it.
Tell her you must go in the military.
Yes. That's.
Text her.
I'm just asking for a reserve. Nothing.
Well, just go in and do 4 years of whatever. Go be a nurse. The Army has the greatest nurse program.
Yeah.
My son was
She
medic.
wants to be a lawyer.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
they
They
can
have a
go to
great
school.
JAG
And actually, she can go in under that without going to school for that right away. And then while she's in, you can go to school while you're sitting at your desk.
Yeah.
Because she works in the JAG department as a paralegal or whatever. She could work you go to school at night.
Yeah.
Through the computer.
Yeah.
So my son plans to be an RN like my wife.
Yeah.
So my oldest daughter's just got her nursing thing. My middle daughter's the one we just got out. She is the failure to launch. 4 years at MJC, you're done. You need to figure out what you're going to do. All right. All right, so when we come back, we'll bring up, and you guys tell me what you want to, you want to do how to design your kitchen. What do you want to do?
I think one thing we didn't talk about initially that's really important is we like to talk about the exciting brands, the really premium stuff we have. But a lot of people look at us as the high-end store.
Right.
And what we actually do all day, every day, is your dishwasher replacement, your refrigerator, your laundry system. And so all the things that a lot of people think that you can only go to Home Depot or Best Buy for, we have all of that stuff.
All right, so when we come back, let's bring that, just an hour back from what do you want to talk about? Just jumping right into that. And then we can get into the other stuff we were talking about. Because it's important, because people do think you guys are only the high end.
Yeah, absolutely.
We match any big box store. Usually they're trying to match us.
Our website's already pre-generated to have everybody beat.
Yeah.
So it's already automated.
Right. So it's not so much about beating everybody. Let's just talk about we do the normal brand. I mean, just saying because it's we're not, because for me, I'm a broker, all right, in the mortgage industry. I can beat everybody, but do I want to all the time? No, I don't always want to be the lowest out there. So when I bought my cabin 6 years ago, I started doing business up in Tuolumne County. Their loan officers were horrible. They were the worst. They thought 2 loans a month was amazing. All right. I came from San Diego where we were doing 26 a month, and that was just to eat because San Diego is very expensive. So I started working up there, and I've taken over most of that area from the fact that I can just do my normal stuff I've been doing forever, right? What you do everywhere else, I just work. They go, I want to do 2 and go fishing. Well, you go do your 2 and go fishing, and I'm going to take those away from you eventually.
Yeah.
So you're doing none, and you can go fishing all the time.
How long do you plan on staying in the industry? Because I know that you're moving out to...
Just because I'm moving up there, I'm still doing it up there.
Yeah.
My ultimate goal was...
Tuolumne is 20.
Right.
Yeah, it's right there. I mean, it's not that far. It's 72 miles. Our cabin's 72 miles, but Twainhart is like 50, 45.
Is
so
there Wi-Fi out there?
That's where we went for your birthday last year.
Actually, that was the best part about the cabin was there was no cell coverage and no Wi-Fi. We now have HughesNet, which is horrible, but it still works.
Well,
for
that's
email.
what I'm saying, because we didn't have it.
No, this one we went camping and we're up in Darnell's and she's like coming down the hill to talk to them every couple hours.
What do you have, AT&T?
No, she has Verizon.
Verizon works up there pretty well.
Not Darnell's.
We went when it was snowing, so there was some environmental issues we were facing. Oh.
Yeah, we got Duck on line. He's yelling at me over there.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it a little bit. Just how we go.
We should.
We do anything.
Real Estate Jerky is back on Power Talk 1360. Chew on that.
That's right, we're back. And for those of you just tuning in, I'm Ed Parcaut, mortgage advisor with Lending for Living, and your host. And I'm here with my 3 guests today. Thirannie Yin.
Yes.
Right? I have to look.
Yes.
Daniel Osuna. And I have Kris Winters. Right?
Winter.
Winter.
Yeah,
One
no
winter,
less.
not 2. All right. So before the break, we were talking about appliances and everything. And I know during the break, we were talking about you guys are not just high end, you're everything. Why don't you explain that?
Yeah, I think we've been in Modesto for 25 years, and having a kind of a unique showroom with all these premium kitchens, 8 live kitchens that we talk about. Those kitchens are focused on the ultra premium brands or your professional style kitchens, but that's not just who we are. We have everything from your $3.99 dishwasher, $3.99 dryer if that's what you need. Your replacement pieces one at a time. We do all the stuff that you would assume you can go into a Home Depot or Best Buy and get at the same competitive prices every single day. But with what's the big difference and separates us from them with installation on all of those just mentioned appliances, they have to go to a third party. So it's our guys that do the deliveries. If you have a problem, you're calling us. If there's an issue after the fact and you need a service, you're calling us. And so from the bottom of the market all the way to the most premium stuff, we take care of you.
Also, we have the scratch and dent store downtown that actually comes straight from the manufacturer. That's not our scratch and dent. We didn't beat the stuff up. But so it comes from the manufacturer. It's been tested and checked, and great place to find a great deal. If you are doing the whole kitchen and there's one thing you can get down there that you get that 50 to 75% off, hey, we're all for it. Let's, find those deals. We love finding deals. We love making customers feel like, man, I kind of hesitated because I thought they were that ultra premium, but we did go above and beyond and get them into stuff they probably didn't figure they would even be walking in looking at.
And doesn't the scratch and dent still have like the warranty, the manufacturer warranty on it?
Correct.
See, so that was something that I was surprised about. So, and
we check it over as well, so it gets checked by the manufacturer plus then checked by our in-house techs.
So is it a remanufacture, one of those?
It just could have a little scratch or dent. Could have been the wrong color in the wrong box. Could have said stainless steel and it came out black. We've had plenty of those. We had one that was a KitchenAid refrigerator that we ordered, and we opened the box and it said Janeiro on it. So now it becomes part of that. Also, we have a few ways to finance. We have leasing also and financing. So we have, multi-month, same as cash kind of things going on.
All right. So I know we were talking about you're not just premium brands, but we did talk during the break. You were talking about Gaggenau. Did I say that right? Mm-hmm. That they do some type of, once you get it installed, they do cooking or something. They become a chef or something.
So we started this year, and so once everything's all installed with Gaggenau, they actually pay to have a chef come out and give you an in-home demo. You can invite friends over. I think it's up to 6 or 8 friends you can invite over. And they pay for the food and they pay for the chef and they come out and get it all taken care of for you.
Wow. Daniel, what is a speed oven?
A speed oven is something to do what you want to do in the kitchen at a much faster pace. I'll give you a prime example. Our rep from GE, which is also owns Monogram, came in on Saturday, and he brought in pre-seasoned a very large ribeye, put it into the speed oven. There's no preheating. It uses 4 different types of cooking that allows you to cook at a much faster pace. And in 10 minutes, he had a perfectly medium rare with sizzling on the outside ribeye, start to finish in 10 minutes.
You just drop it in the oven?
It uses a combination of a ceramic heating element, infrared, microwave, and convection.
All at the same time?
All at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it has preset functions, so whether you're doing appetizers or you're doing different types of meats, you're able to pre-select it, and it actually, you select how many servings, the size of what you're cooking, and it knows exactly what percentage of each one of those 4 elements to use to get the perfect result.
Is it an oven or a range, or what is it?
It's like a microwave, really. So most of the time you're going to have it sitting above your wall oven. So it would be kind of like a micro wall oven combination. But in this instance, it would be a speed oven. Most of the premium brands are going to have a speed oven available. The one I'm speaking of specifically is called the Advantium, and it's a branded product by GE.
Wow.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Anything?
Well, a lot of brands have that also. So GE, they kind of started the whole speed oven trend, and there are multiple brands now that have it, all the way from KitchenAid all the way up to Sub-Zero Wool. So it's not just a premium brand thing there again. And a lot of brands have something very similar to it that doesn't get as, it might not be 8 times faster. It might be 4 times faster, just a little more time.
Mm-hmm. And what makes the speed oven super fantastic is I'm not a cook. Kris cooks at home. I don't like thinking, and I don't like I get distracted because we have so many kids and so many mouths to feed. So I just heard from Daniel earlier on in the conference room that the speed oven actually has a preset setting, the dial setting, is that right? Mm-hmm. And so you can actually have a perfectly cooked meat and you can just walk away. So no more burning meats, which I'm notoriously known for. I had the babies actually coming out going, the house is on fire. It wasn't on fire. I was boiling water and I forgot about it. So
So you don't cook Thanksgiving?
I can order that right next door.
Yeah, I just use a Traeger, and I don't have to worry about it.
There you go.
Oh my God,
Talking
Traeger?
about Traeger,
Yeah.
we actually carry a little more premium brand, but actually the price is less, called Broil King. I have one at my own house, and for a pellet grill, that thing is amazing. And I've had customers who came in who have Traegers and have now sold them and bought the Broil King. And for Black Friday, we will be we're doing a drawing to give away our demo model for Black Friday. So
What makes it so special? Compared to
the hopper's bigger.
Okay.
It actually gets up to about 600, 650 degrees, which you can't do on a Traeger.
Nope.
It's full Wi-Fi, full internet, or it has an internet app that actually lets people share their own recipes on there. Plus, it's Bluetooth. So, say your internet's down. That happens. We have bad internet sometimes around here. Everybody's online at one time. It switches over automatically to Bluetooth if you're in the vicinity of it.
The quality, you didn't even talk about the quality, the heavy duty, just the way it looks like a real man's grill, It really does. And not only that, the way that I don't grill either, but I see what he does and I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. I can probably do that, to be honest. And the way he just kind of goes in and clean, he makes it look so flawless. And and we've heard complaints about Traeger and all that stuff. And I have nothing against any of these brands because I don't cook anyways, as long as the food comes out perfectly, which it does every time on the Broil King. So, but it's just when I look at it, when you feel it, I'm like, wow, this thing is heavy. It's definitely a real man's grill. Like if you look at it, you touch it, you experience it, it's definitely the go-to. Compared to the two.
So it has meat probes. How many can you do at one time? Do you know?
2 meat probes. Okay. And those can also, from Wi-Fi, you can actually on Father's Day, we threw a few, tri-tips on the grill and then went up, and on the way back down, Thirannie had a couple meetings we had to stop at on the way back down, so we ended up, I turned the smoke down so it wasn't finishing when we thought we were going to get home, and still came out perfect. had friends over and they ate it, and nobody complained. So,
well, I mean, a lot of the smokers are made so you can cook a very long time on them.
Yeah,
whatever brand it is.
Yeah.
But there's a time when we were using it as well, where we weren't going to be able to, I guess, turn. Was that what you just talked about?
Yeah, that's what I just talked about.
Oh, okay, never mind.
And you can barbecue on it. So you can actually grill on it. That's the main thing. Most people, they love their Traegers for smoking, but to get it up to that temp to actually sear something, you cannot do. On the Broil King, it gets up to that 650 degrees.
I think something that's even more exciting than that, though.
Yeah, that was my next.
We're actually in the process right now of building outdoor kitchens in our front patio space. So coming up in the near future, we're going to have full outdoor kitchens on display. So adding another segment of the appliance industry that is not as easy to find here in Modesto.
Right. Now, pizza oven.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
That's nowhere on the script. That's just where I'm at.
Well, pizza oven, interior pizza oven, we actually have in our showroom. So Monogram makes an open hearth. And it's the only one that's actually for residential interior use, and it's an incredible piece. We use it in the store, and you cook just like you would see traditional pizza ovens, but actually inside your house.
And we will actually have an alfresco outdoor pizza oven in our outdoor display coming soon.
Okay. Now, is that gas or is that are they
the outdoor
wood?
one will be gas and the indoor one is electric.
But the thing about the pizza oven, and I learned this from you yesterday, so Kris informed me that the owner of Denny's actually came out, like when we first brought it into the store for the demos, he actually came out and then tested it thing. And
he was buying one.
He was throwing down like salmon, steak, and all kinds of stuff before he actually bought it. And the best part is everyone there got to enjoy it, you know.
He was feeding everybody that day.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to make sure it works, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I have one that's gas and it works really well. But I'm looking when we move to have more of a built-in, not a portable one.
Sure. Yeah.
What about that steam oven? Have you ever heard of a steam oven, Ed? No.
Yeah.
Steam engine.
Yeah, I think steam ovens is actually one of the more popular appliance pieces that's going into your premium kitchens right now. They can do everything from a perfect roast and that's cooked all the way through to reheating and restoring a steak that you got the night before back to how it was prepared and brought out to your table with all the juice and moisture back in it. And it's a interior appliance piece that a lot of premium kitchens are going with these days.
Is it kind of like the other thing, the oven, where it's smaller like a microwave, or what size is it?
About the size of about the same size as a microwave, but the way you pack it, you can actually fit more because you can pretty much every square inch.
Where to put it in the kitchen?
It usually goes right where a microwave would. And the cool thing is sous vide is becoming very popular, and you can actually sous vide in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's super cool.
Because there's a place in town they sous vide their tri-tip for many, many hours.
Yeah.
It's really
most restaurants, they sous vide. They throw it in the night before, and when everybody comes in the next day, when you order your food, they throw it on the grill. But it's all sous vide. It's already cooked.
Or a lot of the catering companies, the buffets, absolutely.
All right, we go to a break now, okay? Hey, many of you know I'm a veteran. I like to support veteran owners. So if you know a veteran business owner who would like a benefit of our audience and of home buyers and sellers, please have them get in touch with me at pound 250, say the key phrase Real Estate Jerky, or call me direct at 209-846-9270. And I want to thank Kris Winter today for being our veteran also.
Thank you.
Talk to you when we get back. All right, so now we only have 12 and we have 9. So we got a ways.
Something?
And you finally settled down. What's the matter?
Oh, no, it's working now.
Okay, it's probably the cord. Yeah, you just, I forgot to tell you, when I asked you a question, we're doing it, take a second, slowly talk about it. I know.
I have a fast, kind of loud way of speaking in general.
I'm really fast most of the time. If I leave a message with my wife, you left that message too bad, though. Yeah. What are you going to do? All right, so we come back. I see it says on here about dishwashers, washer dryers. So it has a Speed Queen. What's a Speed Queen?
It's a laundry system that it's kind of commercial grade for residential use.
Speed Queen's they're a family-owned company out of Ripon, Wisconsin.
All right, so do we want to go back to, or I want to move into smart homes for a bit?
Yeah.
Thirannie.
That'd be probably more.
So well, I'm just reading the page 3, by the way. Do you have the?
Yeah, I got it. I got it with my fat notes on top.
I was like, what the heck is that? I can't even read it.
So I can read in between the lines, and I can read the my little notes that I.
I thought your printer mouth.
Same paper.
No, they're just different fonts, and it has the same.
All right, so I'll bring us back, and then we'll go into that. Hey, let's talk about smart homes. And then anybody want to add to that? So we're gonna have 12 minutes. So after that, just go right into whatever else you want without me prodding or whatever. And then the last 9 minutes, we'll bring it all back together. Okay, if there's anything we missed. Work?
Yep, and then we're still talking about the builders division, right? The builders contractors too. Do you want to just dump that?
No, okay, this is, my real estate jerky, but it's your show today. What do you want people to know? And we come back, I want you also to say your company name again and the phone number so people know how to get in touch with you. And when you say the phone number, say it twice.
And do the 888-238-3000. The 888 number.
Okay.
We're trying to.
That's not what's on our business card, so.
All the new ones will be.
Yeah, but the one thing about 888 is when people call you, it unblocks their number on 800 numbers.
Yeah.
That's what's great about it. So you can always get their number. Does he need a picture?
No. You're doing great. Awesome. Tell them about the oven you were telling me, or you were telling me. One of the two of you told me.
It was me. We talked about it.
The one, not the speed oven. The one
oven?
the one that would do whatever you needed it to do, to cook it the best.
Oh, the Gaganol.
There you
No,
go.
it was a speed oven.
Yeah. Well, no, the Gaganol.
No,
How
that-
you can actually
convection.
you can actually train it.
No, but what she's talking about.
Oh, the speed oven.
No. I heard you talk about the speed oven. No, I'm talking about the Gaganol.
The Gaganol. We talked about the Gaganol one.
That
Well, that must have been Kris.
yeah,
can
that it actually
Change the temperature of each probe depending on and.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because that's what I was like. What does it do? I mean,
Yeah.
besides looks cool,
Yeah.
what does it do that's so much cooler?
It does look cool.
It does look super cool.
Whenever you're ready. I wasn't rushing you guys. I just wanted him to get going.
Leaving the bull behind. It's Real Estate Jerky.
Hey, we're back. I'm here with my guest, Thirannie Yin. Right?
Tyranny.
What did I say?
Tyranny.
Sorry.
Tyranny. Make me sound like I'm a tyrant.
Tyrant. I'm sorry, but that's all I thought about. Every time I was
Of course,
heard,
coming
like,
from serving
what a
our
great-
country.
Hey,
I
what do
see
want?
you.
That's right, Daniel Osuna. You got that little extra in there.
Yeah, you gave it a little spin there
That's
this
right.
time.
And then I got Kris Winter. Finally get it done. And I'm Ed Parcaut, your host today. All right, so let's go into smart homes for a bit.
So
What do
we
you
will
think?
be getting into smart homes coming up year. We will have 2 live, what they call sound rooms, like what used to get the old Good Guys. You'd go in there and they turn on a bunch of speakers and you pick which one you like best. We'll have TVs, and we're actually getting set up so we could carry the Ring doorbells and all that stuff, so everything can integrate, which that's where the appliance industry is actually moving into. By 2022, they say 90% of the appliances on the market will be fully integratable into a smart home situation.
Well, they're all smart now, right? They have all these computers on it, so they break all the time.
Well, actually, when they first came out with the computer stuff in there, yeah, they had a ton of issues trying to figure out how to keep them cool, where they didn't overheat and things like that. But nowadays, if you're buying a good product, you shouldn't have that issue. I think the appliances get blamed for a whole lot more than is actually their issue. You get a lot of power surges, especially with PG&E turning power on and off. That's hard on not just appliances, but anything with a board in it. So I think the appliances just get blamed.
I think the appliance manufacturers, when we talk about smart appliances, they're actually most of them have apps these days, and so a lot of our customers aren't fully ready for that. So when you let them know it's a Wi-Fi enabled oven, at first they think, no, that's not something I would use. And I have a really good example. I had a gentleman in the store a couple weeks ago. He was buying some appliances from LG, and he was insistent that every single piece on his order had Wi-Fi capability. And this is one of the few that was specifying that. Well, as he was at the counter and we were ringing him up, he got a buzz on his phone. He looked down on his phone. He goes, "Oh, the washing machine had just finished." He got on the phone. He called his daughter and said, "Hey, load just finished in the wash. Can you move everything to the dryer for me? So it's these little things like that. Or you're preparing for a dinner party. You have your oven set with your timer. You can't hear your timer from one side of your home to the other most of the time. So you'll get a notification on your phone that tells you that your timer went off, or whatever, your high-end dish, that you have in there, a prime rib that you're preparing, and you don't have to be there right in front of it waiting for that timer. You can get that notification from a distance.
Right. And some of them, you can actually turn it down to like a keep warm if you can't get back to it right away. So unlike smokers, ovens aren't as forgiving if you overcook things.
Right. No.
So you can turn it down to a keep warm and not ruin the complete dish just because you can't run back in there at that time.
Yeah, I wish I had the smart washer and dryer early on, because then I can make sure my kids stay on their clothes.
Yeah.
Instead of get out there 3 hours later, it's still in the washer, not in the dryer.
Well, and like the manufacturer, they're all that cool stuff for us is just added benefit. The reason they're doing it is because now they could diagnose it over the internet, over the phone, send you your part, and the tech has one call out to your house. Because techs usually don't make money on coming to diagnose something. They usually add that back into whatever they're actually, or we do anyways, where we add it back into whatever it's going to cost to get it fixed. So this way, you're eliminating the whole diagnostic, and you get it fixed one time, one trip. Makes it a lot easier and a lot more convenient for everybody.
Yeah.
Anything to add?
Well, I was gonna. Can you hear me? I was. I was gonna mention that. So the thing with appliances, they're constantly. We work very hard to understand and to adapt to the never-ending changes of our lives. So with these smart appliances, it's actually learning you and how you live, and so the appliance companies do an excellent job as far as building these machines to suit your everyday needs. I mean, think of the time when you left the house and you're like, oh, hey, did I shut the garage door? And then you drive all the way back.
I have an app for that.
Yeah, exactly. And if it wasn't for that Wi-Fi, I mean, it helps brings that peace of mind, and that's what the appliance does. It helps so you could just live, like I mentioned earlier. You can live more. You can worry less, live more, and it has now, like with the hub, with the smart homes, obviously, it can help, like Daniel mentioned earlier, like it can almost diagnose itself. So if anything goes wrong, or let's say if there is a surge, now they're putting other tools in there to help prevent the machines from breaking down. So now you're having a more quality, machine that can last a much longer time. Right?
Yeah, they really are trying to get those numbers back up from, the early 2000s, and where they were having to start adding these things to make them energy efficiency. Now the companies know how to do it, and now they're just making them live longer, getting us back to that 15, 20-year life expectancy, away from that 5 to 7 year life expectancy.
And it's obviously save us as a consumers more money. I mean, who wouldn't like that, right? You want a good quality, a reputable name, and we're loyal at that. So when something works for us, we want to stick with it until it fails. When it fails, it's like, okay, forget it. I hate this brand, and it just, but for these big brand names, I mean, they live on their reputation, and so to constantly learn and understand what the consumer needs are, I mean, that's very vital, obviously, because that's how they continue to thrive, obviously. And, I mean, the appliance would be like no one without, obviously, the consumers. I mean, right? You pay more for convenience.
Yes, you do. And, that'd be great when they could diagnose it, from afar, because I've had it where they come out and there's an error code, and they just look at the error code, but they never fix the issue. You know what I mean? It throws up a code, but we had that issue with one of our washers, and then when they finally came back right at the end of the warranty, oh, it's this now. But we've called you out here multiple times over the last 3 years for that same issue. Yeah. So it'll be better.
Usually it's because one problem creates other problems, and you don't know that one original problem created these other ones. So you're trying to fix these to even figure out that one at the very top. Now, with the appliances with smart home and the smart appliances, they actually record kind of that. You can see, oh, okay, this was the initial issue, so here's probably where everything stemmed from, but now it's created these issues, so we need all these parts also. So
very smart.
Oh, so Kris mentioned appliances and their longevity, and so I think one brand in particular that we do a ton of business of, we're a platinum dealer for, and that's Speed Queen. And Speed Queen is a laundry system that uses commercial grade construction for residential use, and we have a lot of customers that have been buying from us for decades, and they're a little fearful sometimes of this, all the Wi-Fi and all the different connectivity things. And this is kind of where Speed Queen comes in. It has a very classic, almost dated aesthetic to it, but the longevity, they build their products to last 25 years. And actually, for a limited time, since we're going to air pretty soon, they were just rated the most reliable appliance brand by Consumer Reports in all of appliances. So they're promoting that with a 10-year parts and labor warranty through the end of the year.
Wow.
So it's not only are you getting the peace of mind of a set that's going to last you'll probably buy 3 laundry sets in the life of a Speed Queen, but they're going to back that up with 10-year parts and labor warranty right now.
Now, are you saying there's no Wi-Fi sets with that?
No,
it's
these
just
guys,
back to the basics.
These are very traditional. They even have a set called the Classics without a lock on the door. So
and it has an
on
old school transmission built into it.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So it has true agitation. So I think we all remember back in the day where you forgot that one piece of laundry, those socks or that extra pair of jeans that you didn't throw in the wash, and while that thing's going, you can pull the door open and toss it in. So very traditional styling, very traditional way of washing, but they're very thorough and long lasting.
You can't just hit pause now.
You don't need to. You don't need.
You can hit pause, but now you're waiting a little bit for it to finally get to a point where the water doesn't come out on you, or it's not.
Do the old ones like that? Do they like move across the floor too, like they used to when you're unbalanced?
No, that's extra.
No, actually, it's funny. We have a demonstration with.
What are you laughing at? That's how that works.
I forgot. Well, growing up, I'm from Oakland, so that thing you're chasing that washer. It's like well, because if it moves far enough, it'll unplug itself.
Yeah. They use extra heavy duty springs, so there's you can grab the agitator in a Speed Queen and shift the tub around, and it has almost no movement in comparison to its competitors, where you just bump the agitator and the whole tub will actually bounce around inside the unit. So you definitely reduce the vibration. They're the quietness of a good quality dishwasher.
Does anybody make a stackable unit that's full size? Bear with me here. That fits in like an apartment size area. You know what I'm talking about?
Not that's full size.
Because we have in our cabin we told you about. We have a brand that's there, and basically, we had to go smaller units, right, to fit in this area. But it's like
probably the closest thing to that, and it's not full size what we consider full size today, because these things get so large now. Like LG has 6.2 cubic foot out of a front load machine now, so it's not full size in today's world, but 20-30 years ago it actually was. So it's about a 2.8 cubic foot Bosch, and the thing's been around for 20-30 years now, if not maybe even longer, and it actually is one of the #1 rated front load washers in the world. But it is a smaller unit because it is built in Germany and made for European.
And that's what we have right now. I was just trying to get something a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When you say cubic foot, can you speak my language? How many baskets is that?
That's not even
you probably fit about 10 towels.
Yeah. 10 towels.
10 towels.
If you're lucky. Yeah. Small towels. Not beach towels.
Not beach towels. Not beach towels.
Only small towels. Normal size towels. Not the ones I use. Well, it's great that you can go back to the classics if you want to, or if you want to get the smart home stuff, you can do that too. And I think it's very important to understand all that. I know one thing we didn't talk about is we told them the name of your company, but why don't you tell them how to get in contact with you guys, name of company, and all that stuff real quick.
So we're Direct Appliance, located in Modesto, 25-year history here. We have 2 locations to serve you. 701 K Street, downtown Modesto, is our outlet store, and then 1312 McHenry is our main showroom.
2412.
And we also
see, not only I make mistakes.
and we also can be reached at 888-3000.
238-3000.
One more time.
You wanted me to hate
238. 888-238-3000.
There you go.
One more time.
888-238-3000.
All right, let's go to break. When we get back, we'll talk more about this. If you need to get in contact with us, you hit #250, say the key phrase Real Estate Jerky, and we'll talk to you when we get back. had a whole thing I had to
It's
do
the
there.
209 we're getting rid of.
I know.
I had a whole thing I was supposed to do there, but because of that, I had to cut it. No big deal.
Hey, you know what's funny with the 1312? That's like an address I used to have.
Tyranny.
You know what? You say it better than most people. I mean, my own people
It's
can't even say
tyranny,
it.
right? How's it?
Yeah, they'll say it's tyranny.
Tyranny.
They'll say tyranny, or like from Oakland, they'll go tyranny.
That's actually better.
Yeah.
You get a little attitude.
Yeah,
like,
tyranny. Yeah, so there's that. My family can't even say it. And
I said tyranny, right? Is that what I
yeah,
said?
tyranny.
And
Yeah.
tyranny.
Trinity. I've heard them
That's
all.
okay. My last name's Parcaut. Good luck with people getting that everywhere. I apologize.
Parcaut?
Parcaut. Like French, yeah.
Oh,
Darcaut.
you have to really accentuate the C, Parcaut, like with the.
Yeah, well, my grandparents were the first ones here, so basically they didn't care what they said. It was Parker, Parcaut, whatever. They didn't care. So
Oh, that's
the positive thing is I can get all the Instagram stuff and everything I want right away with just my last name.
right.
There you
Oh,
go.
that's true.
9 minutes? Oh, he's doing his
Did you want to
calculation.
explore a little bit more with the builder
You
side?
didn't
Because
even
that's
bring that
pretty-
up.
I
Yeah.
didn't bring it up.
7 and a
So we'll
half.
start with that.
Huh?
We'll start with that.
All right, so we only have 7.5 minutes. We went over a little bit.
Okay.
Not that that's a big deal. Perfect. And then what happens is I have a whole paragraph I have to read afterwards. So we finish, you guys leave, I stay here, I do it with him real quick instead of trying to get it done. I used to rush it at the end, and I always never got everything in.
So yeah, maybe bring up contractor, builder, designer, all this. We have a bunch of special programs depending on your expertise and what part of the industry you come from. So much out there. We're actually putting together a magazine to help everybody know what is out there for them. Should be out the first of next year, but we have everything in store and actually can come out to the location, to the build location, and help with get everything put together so we can get a deal going for you.
All right, so,
Sounds like you got it.
yeah, I think he's got that down myself.
Well, I'll let Tierney
Sounds
talk
like-
about it more.
I'm like, I
Do it,
would
babe.
not say
Do it.
anything like that.
Okay, well, just
I
make
think
it your
you
own.
should do it.
I think we should just, we'll bring it to you, you can chime in a little bit, you can chime in a little bit, and we'll just keep going.
Okay.
I think you should do it and say that you're utilizing Tyranny to be kind of the face of the person that's going to be coming in and meeting you and going through the details, in person.
Yeah. Yeah, we will.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about having three outside sales consultants,
Okay, well,
associates.
well, I think you should kind of revisit, like, okay, so we talked about scratch day.
Real Estate Jerky is back on Power Talk 1360. Chew on that.
That's right, we're back for the final segment of our show. I'm Ed Parcaut, mortgage advisor at Lending for Living, with my guest, Thirannie.
Thank you.
Yeah. And also Kris Winter and Daniel Osuna. And I'm sorry, Thirannie Yin. I want to make sure.
yeah, you got that.
All right, so and they're all from Direct Appliance, sales manager, builders, and owner. Basically, why don't you bring down what we were talking about during break there, Thirannie?
Oh, okay. So we pretty much cover the scratch and dent. We cover the high end. We covered even the basic models. But the part that we didn't cover was the fact that Direct Appliance, we actually work with builders and contractors. So the special part about that is the pricing. Because with builders, I mean, you're talking about 10, 20, 100 plus units here. And with direct pricing, I mean, this is a must just because of the quantity that's in demand. And most builders, contractors, they don't know this. They kind of think that they can just go to some wholesale or even like some other box stores thinking that they would get the best or the most quantity for the best price, and that in most cases isn't true. You can come directly to us, me, Thirannie, and I will definitely take care of you on that just because of your needs. Every builder, different demographic, different regions, they have different needs, and I can help cultivate that and actually working alongside with the actual reps for each company to, I guess, cater to whatever their unique situation is. But whereas these big box stores or even wholesalers, they can't do that. And not only that, you're dealing directly with me, so I bring you a lot of convenience. If you have any issues or problems, you're just talking to me. You have my direct line. It's just easy. So
what is that?
It's it's 209-985-3644. Don't get mad at me, love. It's 209-985-3644, and this goes out to all you builders and contractors.
There you go.
And then we also deal a lot with designers. There's a lot of programs out there that they don't realize or don't know about, or builders feel they have to go direct to get the same price. We actually offer the exact same price as a builder or as going direct with, say, GE or Whirlpool or LG. But the difference is we're taking care of the actual installation, the service, and it's just all the way around a better deal because we have something to actually, help a builder get this stuff done. And say there is a huge back order, we can actually pull from stock from the retail side and get them all passed and up and going, and then swap the appliances later for what they actually ordered.
And we have the knowledge. So a lot of times, a lot of these builders or contractors don't know that there's something called like a resale, right, license. Mm-hmm. And we can help bring all that information to, again, keep more money in their pocket. It pretty much comes down to how much can they really afford, with what most builders, because technically for appliances, they kind of push that to the back end. So they need to try to crunch as much as they can for whatever amount that they have left available. And for us, because we're very experienced with a lot of builders and contractors, we know, especially with the county's rules and regulations that comes along with that, especially here in California, of course.
You got anything to add over there, Daniel?
I think point of contact is a big deal. So when you look at what a builder, they're at a time crunch. If they're going to have a final inspection and that sort of thing, and they have a piece that maybe they missed or an issue, they're trying to get a hold of a major corporation like Whirlpool or GE and trying to find a rep that has another full-time job, which is dealing with their retail stores. And so we're available 7 days a week. Some of the other team members on our contractor side, they'll get a text at 6 a.m. and be talking to a contractor well before our stores open. We could typically solve a problem within a few hours, where a big manufacturer, like the previously mentioned names, they're just completely incapable of doing that.
So basically what you're saying is go through you guys, you'll get the same prices but better service.
Well, and it's not solely through us, though. So kind of what's unique with us, most of the time when you're getting down to the final bidding, we actually have representation from these major brands that's alongside our sales representatives that's going to provide the confidence in the lowest price possible from those manufacturers. So you're actually seeing it from the retail representation that from a hometown store, but you also have the big company representation that's ensuring the best price of the market.
Yeah, it's just overall that's a much better experience and value quality of service for not only them but their consumers, their buyers. They're building on their name, and so are we. So it's they're not the only one experiencing the benefits, but it's their the people that are coming and buying these homes or are moving into these apartments, So we do servicing, we do installation, we do delivery, and it's all in-house. And I think that's probably the best experience. So if you need anything, because we're real people and we're local, we can get it done, and that was my direct line when I had given it to you. So I've had a builder that actually called me around 11 p.m. just to ask some questions, and it's just being available. And I think that's having that human interaction and that concern, addressing no matter what the time. I hope that you guys don't call me that late, but if it's an emergency, of course we'd like to take care of it first thing.
All right. Sorry, I got interrupted in there. I was telling me to turn your mic down. You were a little loud.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
You're
getting
just excited.
I'm
so
getting
into
too
it.
excited.
That's great.
Thank you.
You got Daniel over here. He's like, okay, I'm done now. And like he was in the beginning. All right, so I got about a minute left. What do we want to add in there before? First of all, let's have them get in contact with you. Phone numbers for the company again.
Let Kris run with that this time,
right,
since I botched it last time.
So Direct Appliance, the two locations, 2412 McHenry Avenue and 701 K Street. Hopefully more coming soon. And then also our website, we forgot to mention that.
1 minute. Go ahead.
www.directappliance.com, and at our 888-238-3000 number. We have a lot of ways to get a hold of us.
And back to the builder thing. One thing a lot of people don't realize is if through buying a house or building a house, your first year warranty of your appliance is through the manufacturer, not the builder. So you want to make sure that they go through the right company so they can get that taken care of. So from what I'm hearing, going through you guys would be the best thing. So that way you can call you up, hey, we have an issue. You guys come out, service it, and take care of it.
100%.
Right. Instead of trying to deal with a huge manufacturer.
And actually in store, if somebody purchased from us in store retail-wise, we actually give a second-year manufacturer service.
Okay. I want to thank you guys for coming on today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Anytime. Thanks.